converting the 220-gallon Frontosa tank to a sump system. Unfortunately, I couldn't get this 4-foot sump to fit underneath my aquarium stand. So I decided to use this 3-foot wet-dry system. Each chamber will hold 5 gallons worth of bio balls, which should be plenty of filtration. I placed a sump in the stand. I then took the overflow box and hung it on the front of the tank. I wanted to get as much mock-up as I could with everything being out in front and easily accessible. Now it was time to add the 90-degree sweeps to the overflow box down tubes. I could then double check to see if my lengths were correct once again by hanging the box on the front. My lengths were a little long, so I had to trim up the down tubes. And now on to the weir. I painted it with Krylon Fusion paint, so the weir would be hidden and blend in with the black of the back of the tank. Now it's time to see how my measurements did. I went ahead and hung the overflow box on the back of the tank with just the down tubes. I went underneath the tank and inside the stand and installed the 90-degree sweeps and the 1-inch connectors. Now it was just a couple measurements to the center of the drip tray tops and put in the short piece of 1 inch to accommodate the distance between the connector and the 90-degree elbow. As you can see in my setup, there's only one 90-degree in the whole system, and that 90-degree is to turn down into the top of the drip tray. The 90-degree sweeps that turn down toward the sump shouldn't have very much effect on the flow. Speaking of flow, it really shouldn't be an issue. I have two 1-inch U-tubes flowing water into dual 1-inch down tubes, which are then flowing water into the top of the drip trays. Now that we've got water coming into the sump, how do we get it out? I use these Ys. It's a 1-inch to 3/4 split to 3/4 inch split to run off your pump for 2 discharges. What does all this mean? From my pump, I run a 1-inch line to the barb. From there, 2 3/4 inch lines run to the discharges. I run 2 discharges, so I have water movement from each end of the tank. I like these because these are fully adjustable up and down, left and right. By having the twin discharges, I now place them at each end of the tank and the overflow box in the middle. I drill 2 siphon break holes a 1/2 inch above the knuckle of the discharge. These holes will break the siphon in the event that the pump shuts down. The discharges don't become siphons and overflow the sump. It's also convenient that the siphon breaks when I shut the pump off to do water changes. And now off to the sump. This is the pump chamber, which is 1 foot by 1 foot by 18 inches tall with a variable speed pump and a 1-inch line running out of it to the Y of the barb to the discharges. You'll also see a little air pump which pumps oxygen into both of the biomedia chambers, along with the 1-inch down tubes into the top of the drip trays. There's the discharges. That's the right discharge. And there's the left discharge. Once again, I like these. You can aim them left, right, up, and down, and I like the diffuser. There's the painted weir to go along with the back of the tank that's painted black. The weir adjusts your water height. There's the back of the tank and the plumbing that leads to the sump and the overflow box, along with the discharge and the 3/4 inch hose running to it. And now I'll leave you with some video of the fish and the actual sound that the sump makes, which isn't too bad.